Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monkey's Off-Table Tools session for January 2023. The theme of the month this month in Rec Poker is multi-way pots, and we're going to try and do some multi-way pots here. I've set up the advanced uh, poker training simulator to get as many multi-way pots as we can. There's going to be different scenarios. And one thing I've done in the simulator, like you can see, I've got a medium difficulty level. And first, I've got it we're under the gun, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that I've got everything set just right here.
I like that you can toggle between human-like and GTO style.
Yep.
That's a cool adjustment.
Okay, so we're in the cutoff here, and I can tell that it's a cutoff range. I'm going to do that, and I'm entering a custom range, and the custom range that I've entered is exactly the range that Chris Jones put in his deep dive video that he made for this month.
Nice.
For the cutoff.
Awesome.
So we're going to go ahead and submit, and I might have to adjust some sizing here and stuff. It looks like it's coming in kind of okay. It opened up in a new window.
Oh, yeah, you might have to reshare.
Yep, I have to reshare. So
while Keith's working on that, I'll just say that this is an awesome feature. We do this on the second Wednesday of every month at 7:30 Eastern here at Rec Poker for all our premium members. And sometimes Keith uses advanced poker training. Sometimes he uses other off-table tools to kind of simulate the spots that we're trying to study this month.
See if I can get a little bit more there. Yep.
That looks good.
That looks good. That's as good as I can get it.
Yeah, that looks great, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know what I did right, but I did. Kind of like sometimes in a poker game, right?
Yay, that's right. We can be results oriented this time. It looks great.
Okay, another thing I did was because I used the custom range, it's only going to give us hands in the cutoff in Chris Jones's range in the video. So we're starting, looks like we got 3 limpers. So this is going to go multi-way for sure. This will probably be a multi-way party, not the sandwich or the blinds.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
So what kind of sizing do we use with 3 limpers?
Well, there's that old chestnut of was it 3 big blinds plus 1 for every limper, or 4 big blinds plus 1 for every limper.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice general rule, but we should skew up or down depending on effective stack sizes and if we think the villains are elastic at all, if their ranges are elastic to sizing or not. If they're not, then we should really deviate and charge them more with our better hands, I think.
Yeah. I know we got to go pretty big here. We're going to get at least 1 caller. The under the gun limper concerns me because sometimes they have a pretty strong range there.
Yep.
Do we ever call here?
That's the other question I was thinking too. Like where is the cusp for this kind of a spot? Like, I think we should probably be raising just because it's got the king blocker, it's suited, it's Broadway. It's a pretty good hand compared to all the hands we might play here. Do you guys like raising with this kind of hand and then calling with hands like 10-9 of clubs or 9-7 of clubs or stuff like that?
Yeah, I'd be inclined to raise here just because, like you say, the blocker, and it's a Broadway, suited Broadway. And I'd like to get this button player out of here.
Yep, that's a good point. So then is our goal to go heads up? Because that's going to affect the sizing. I think like when we're picking a sizing, we should think, are we trying to just build a pot in position with the range advantage? Or are we trying to actually get heads up? Because the former, I could see a smaller sizing than the latter.
Yeah. As long as we don't go so small that they're tempted to back raise us.
Right. Yeah, that would be a nasty spot with this exact hand because we really want to
Yep.
see a flop with this hand, right? This is the kind of hand we
Yep.
want to see a flop with.
Yep. Heads up, preferably, because it will
Yeah.
have a bread and butter situation.
Yep. What do you think, Rob?
Provided,
I'm thinking, 120,
Like 6x?
6x. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, with 3 limpers.
Yep.
That's 3x plus an X for every limper.
Yep.
Yep.
And there we'll probably get one caller. Depends on how stationy they are.
If we
See,
get
'cause-
one, we might get some others. That
Yeah.
if they call early, they're going to be getting pretty good odds for the remaining players.
Well, you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You don't know these players yet. You don't know
That's
if they're going to call regardless of how much you raise. So you got to
Yeah.
start with a sizing that you like, and then see what happens. And if you continue to get 2 or 3 callers, then you can start increasing that size to see what their risk
Yeah.
level is at.
Yep.
Start with a default and then find a pain point.
Yep. I think
Exactly.
that makes sense. My gut tells me that playing with human-like players, 6 is going to cause this to go real multi-way. But that'll be our case study. That'll be our control group, and then we can start raising it up from there.
Yep. And besides, we're in multi-way pot month.
That's right. So, well, worst case, we get a spot to look at. I love it.
All right, we got the button out of there. We got 2 callers. We're in position on both of them, and we got a donk bet here.
And is it when it says pot up there? Is that the full pot? So that's a pot size bet, or almost, right?
Yes, yeah, because it includes his bet.
Yeah. So there's 410 in the middle, and he just leads pot.
Yep,
Well, that stinks.
yep. Because all we have is a backdoor.
Backdoor straight,
Draw.
backdoor flush, 1 over.
Yeah,
I'd love to continue against a smaller sizing here.
yeah. What's he doing this with? I think he's got a jack.
I think he's got a
He could
jack
have-
too.
Yeah, he could have a set of deuces or a set of 5s.
Yep.
I'm almost thoroughly convinced that what he's got is better than what we got.
Yeah, if the suits were reversed and we had a front door flush draw and a backdoor straight draw and an over, I might be inclined to get a little friskier
Yeah.
with it. But it's a big bet, and we don't have a lot of equity, I don't think.
No. So we're going to take a peek and see what he did that with. And then we're going to forget what we saw him with because in a real game you won't.
Right.
So
What do you think,
But we're
Rob? Is
gonna-
that
I like it.
You're on board? All right.
Yep.
Fold and peek.
all he had was a pair.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, so maybe he accidentally showed his cards or he did show them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a real that is a note. I mean, he's
Yeah.
doing that. He's betting pot with basically every pair then, right? If he's doing it with 3s, he's doing it with 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. He's doing it with ace
Yeah.
5. He's doing it with 10 jack.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing smaller with 10 jack, but like I'd make a note on this player that their pot size is not equal to
splashy.
strong hand.
Yeah.
All right.
He might be a maniac.
That being
I'm all-
said, we folded the worst hand. So kudos to us. I feel good about that.
Yep. So yeah, if he flashed his cards, which they like to do live,
That's true.
he'll buck him face up.
Yep.
And
Be interesting to
I'm-
know how much equity we had
Yeah.
before we folded.
Here, we'll keep it up.
Because-
I'll pull up Equilab here, and then
because he made almost, this is almost a bluff on this board. With
Oh, it
pocket
definitely
threes.
is a bluff. It definitely is.
And so why is he betting? He's betting to deny equity to overcards, which is kind of what we had.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. I'm just entering the hand into Equilab over here. All right. So when he's got pocket 3s and we've got king 10 of clubs on jack 5-2, 2 spades, we have 31.4% equity
Okay.
against that hand.
That's not bad
Mhm.
then.
No, not enough, I don't think.
No.
Right. So it was definitely a correct fold.
Yeah, given those odds. Again, at a smaller sizing, I think it's a good call. If he bets like quarter pot or third pot, but coming out full pot, I think he overplayed that, frankly. But he did win the hand. But
Yeah.
we made a good call. We made a good fold.
Okay. Yeah, and then he opened, and then he turned him face up
Then he turned him up.
because he showed his buddy, and then the dealer made him turn him up.
Yeah, that's right.
That
All right.
never happens.
And then I went to my and then I went to my phone and took a note and wrote the word maniac with a question mark.
There you go. Beauty.
All right. So now watch. One thing you're going to see, I think, if I said it the way I think I did, is that the chip runner operates at warp speed. So this is going to go back up to 2000, I think. Yep.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay. Two lippers.
Feels like a very similar spot to me.
Yeah. 5x maybe.
Let's go. Let's go up. Let's go 6x. Let's raise it by
Yeah.
one big blind because we did get multiple callers last
We
time.
did. We got two callers last time.
Let's just
so-
experiment. Let's go up to
All right.
120 again.
Okay, that one's called both times.
Right.
Limp called both times. This hand didn't really hit their range either. I mean, it's possible that they have one of these cards and they're paired up, and we're starting to suspect that they're a calling station. So if they paired any of them, they're going to call us again.
I kind of like a big bet here,
Yeah.
because they're going to have a one pair hand quite a bit. Maybe a
Yeah.
pair plus draw or something. There's a lot of like 6, 7, 5, 7, 8, 9, that kind of stuff. And we're going to improve on a lot of turns and rivers with overcards, and we're also going to be able to bluff a lot of turns and rivers with other overcards. So this feels like a chance to just express our edge through our range advantage and make a bet here. Do you guys like the big bet here, or do you just like a more conventional sizing? Or are we checking here just because it's all sort of low?
No, I like the small bet.
You like the small bet?
Yeah. Here's the reason. They're going to call if they have a deuce, a 5, or an 8 in their hand,
Right.
or if they have any little pocket pair. Chances are they got a hand like ace-7, ace-6, something like that, which we're actually behind of right now.
Yep.
And they're going to call with a lot of marginal hands, but they're going to fold all their junk no matter what we bet. So why expose ourselves when all we have right now is range advantage?
Yep.
We don't have, actual hand advantage.
Right.
So we can get the same amount of information for less money. That's my opinion when I see limpers, because a lot of limpers are very, very sticky, and they don't understand bet sizing.
Mhm.
So the size of the bet will not change their action. If we bet big or bet small, they're either going to fold or call.
Yep.
Either way. So why put more money in, and you're going to get the same result either way?
So should we try and bet an amount that gets ace high to fold, but doesn't try and get a pair to fold? Like, is there an amount that they call with pocket threes, but they fold ace 6 diamonds here or something like that? Because we'd love for them to fold ace high.
Right.
But
I don't think it matters what we bet. They're going to fold that or not.
okay.
Mhm.
If it's something they're going to call, they're just going to call, because they're inelastic to the bet size. They're not considering bet size. They're not sophisticated enough or studied enough to understand what the bet size means.
So
All they know is what they have in their hand, and they either want to continue or not.
So if we bet and they call, if we don't improve, are we giving up then because they've basically told us that they've got a piece of it and they're sticking around?
Yep. Well, we're going to check back the turn.
Yeah.
Unless we hit a queen or a king or a jack.
Yep. Yep. Or a heart, maybe, I guess. We do have the back door.
Yep.
Cool. I see Arnold's joining us. Hi, Arnold. We're just getting started here in Keith's off-table tools simulation. So we're just looking at a bunch of multi-way spots in advanced poker training and deciding how we would proceed in that.
Great.
So here we're thinking about how big to make a bet. This is a limped pot where we raised and we got called by the limper pre-flop. So the pot's 290. So what do you like here, Rob? Like 100?
Yeah.
Something
About a
like that?
third. About a third of the pot. 100 is about right.
Pre-flop, we raised it to 120. Does it matter? Do you think if it's a down bet related to that, or no? They're
Again-
not sophisticated enough. So
Right.
Yeah.
They're not looking at bet size. They're just looking at their two cards and how it reacts to the board.
Yep. If they got any kind of pair, they're not folding irregardless of the bet size.
yeah,
Correct.
Some of them will fold an ace that didn't hit, and some of them you can't get them to fold an ace
Exactly.
for any money.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
Plus
might
they
as well
got the
go
backdoor
small.
wheels, so they're not going anywhere.
Yep.
All right, that makes sense to me.
They don't know they have the back door.
All
All right,
right.
let's
So
see.
I typed 100 in. Let's do it. And they called.
All right, so that's
So-
not a great card for us.
No, that didn't help. Except that it's an overcard if they happen to
Yep.
have some kind of an 8.
It's true. No flush draw. So I think we decided that they were calling with something and that we were going to give up if we didn't improve. So sometimes we can get here and we can be like, oh, but maybe the 9 scares them and we can take it away with a big bet.
No.
No. I
Nothing-
think with this
nothing
kind
is
of a player,
scaring
it's
them.
going to have to be it's going to have to be a face card to scare them away.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I think we just check back and hope for
Yep.
hope for a king or a jack. Hopefully a
Yep.
king.
Okay, and
Nope.
they checked, and the backdoor flush draw just got there.
Yep. Our story doesn't really make sense
No,
for the flush draw, but we could have a queen. We could have had like jack queen or something like that.
But let's remember who we're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
They don't see any of that.
All right. So you think
They really don't. They're not thinking of what you have. They know that they have ace 5,
right,
for instance. They're not folding to any bet with ace 5.
no.
right,
They might not fold any bet with ace 7.
right.
You know, that's the problem. They are
Mhm.
sitting there with something that they think is enough to win the hand,
Yeah.
and they don't know what you have. They don't
Right.
know that there's a flush on the board and that you might have a flush. They don't know that because you didn't bet the turn that you're giving up. They
Right.
don't know any of this. All they know is they have 2 cards in their hand.
Yep.
So check back and hope that they have garbage.
I mean,
but
it's
I'm
okay
a-
to just lose too. It's okay to check back and lose.
exactly.
If that's the best case scenario, if it's either that or bet a lot and then also lose,
Right.
checking back and losing is a fine outcome.
Yeah, you're not playing a GTO player, so you don't have to try to balance your
Right.
your values and your bluffs to try to get them off of a hand
Yep.
because they're not thinking in those terms.
Yep. Too bad, because there's a flush and there's 2 straights on the board here. So like you really could apply some pressure if they were a thinking player. But I take
Correct.
your point. I take your point. All right. Well, we said we'd check back when we bet the flops, so I'm down.
And they had an ace that they were never,
Ah.
ever giving up on that. And we'll make a note that they limped with ace jack.
Yep, that's a good one. And that was not a good flop for ace jack. So the fact that they did continue there is kind of like what we're talking about.
Yep. I play with these type of players every single week,
Yep.
and they will limp with aces and never be aggressive, and they'll call all the way down, and you'll turn over your king 10 because you hit the king and you
Right.
think you're golden,
Yeah.
and then they flip over pocket aces and you go, how could you be there with pocket aces? There's no possible way. But they see their 2 cards, and that's all they see.
That's
They don't
funny.
understand what you could have raised with, how you could be betting with. All they know is they have 2 aces and they're never folding.
All right. What do you think about here? This is a real interesting spot because as far as I'm concerned, this could be a fold, or this could be a call against on certain tables, or it could be an isolation raise on certain tables. Do you guys have like a general rule for spots like this?
I think in the cutoff, ace five offsuit isn't great. I mean, I guess I would open with it, but the limper, the fact that he's limp means he doesn't have absolute garbage.
Right.
He's got something.
He's got a better ace than us, or he's got a pocket pair.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
some
Or,
kind of
you know,
connector
some
suited thing.
some kind of connect, something suited. I'm sure whatever it
Yeah.
is, it's if it's not a pair or an ace high, it's suited.
Yeah,
And it could be queen three suited. You know, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter
Right.
as long as it's suited.
Hey, the
So-
more of that
Yeah.
stuff, the more of that stuff that's going to call a raise, the more inclined I am to isolate here.
yeah, and then we just hope
I-
he doesn't have us out kicked with an ace.
Right.
I personally fold this.
Yeah, I'm folding this too. There's two. There you got
Yeah.
three more behind.
Yep.
This is really on the cusp even for an open.
Yeah. I don't mind
Although-
folding it. That was the first.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
the
that's the bottom of your range to open, let alone
Yeah.
call. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
All
It'd be a
right, I
fold.
love seeing these disciplined plays here in the rec
Yeah.
poker study groups. That's it. I agree.
All right, time to discard this and move on to the next.
Yep.
Oh,
See you later.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's-
that's
this one's
automatic
kind of a
fold.
no-brainer.
Yep.
Same deal
Same.
here.
Yep. Samesies.
Now we got a
Okay.
suited connector. And
Now, what do you,
You know,
guys like here?
I-
5-6 is a little low in the range, I think, to be calling. But
It's in there. Like it's on that. It's on the chart. It's like it's in the buffer zone, as I like to call it. How deep are we here? Let's just be thoughtful about this.
or 100 big blinds.
100 big blinds. So I think this is one of those hands that we could raise if we wanted to try and get heads up. We could fold if we wanted to just wait for a better spot. I actually don't mind this as just a call in position, in late position with a hand like this, and just playing some poker multi-way post flop. You open yourself up for getting flush over flushed because yours is going to be 6 high. But I think as long as you're not trying to play like a huge pot, as long as you're not calling huge bets post flop, I think you're probably in good shape to just see a flop and try and profit from there.
Yeah, I would call here just to
Yeah.
see a flop. It's kind of like having a medium pocket pair like 5s or 6s.
Yep.
You might want to call here just to see a flop and look at your implied odds. And if somebody raises behind you, then you just fold it. So
Yeah.
that's no big deal.
I could see if there was one, but on two, you're
Mm,
taking your odds and you've third them, right? So
yeah. And I
Yeah,
like
but-
Arnold's
you-
point from earlier. Like how low do we go with this? Is this actually the lowest suited connector that we play, or
like I look at these as what is my opening range here, and that would be on the bottom of my opening range, right?
yeah.
5-6,
Yep.
5-4 would be right at the bottom. They're all kind of bottom EV.
And then when
Spot
someone
is-
limps in front, you just kind of trim up the bottom of that opening range, and that's how you get it.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
tighten it up, right? Because you've
Yeah.
got two callers there. So if you limp
Yeah.
there and you get another limper, the big blind, you go 4 ways.
Yep.
Which increases your implied odds. And if you don't hit anything, you get out of it and you've spent one big blind.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. You definitely don't want to make a pair. When I play hands
No,
like this,
no.
you really just do not want to make a
And
pair.
you can make a pair and fold it just as
Yeah, that's
easy as
true.
anything else.
That's true.
So it's, to me, it's because of the type of players that we're talking about. These are very unstudied players that won't understand the strength of their hand.
Mhm.
They tend to overplay the strength of their hands. And if you happen to hit something like a straight or a baby flush, you can make a lot of money.
Yep. All right. Well, let's indulge in a little call here. We're trying to find some multi-way pots to
Yep.
study anyway. Let's see.
Arnold, to get you caught up here a little bit, these hands that are coming up, what I did, I programmed this simulator with the range that Chris Jones used in his multi-way pot video that came out this
Okay, yep.
month for the cutoff. This hand is the second lowest suited connector in the cutoffs range. So 5/4 suited was also there. And in a deal like this, I mean, we could make a lot of money and lose a little and make a lot is what
Yeah, you
this
just
is.
have to be careful, right? Suited connectors.
Yep.
Your Broadways are always decent, right? So
Yep. So yeah, it's the big worry is getting out flushed or even out straighted.
yeah, this would be a check call hand, right? Check call, and then
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
if you get something, maybe bomb the river, right? So,
Yep. I like that.
All right, so we over limped. We've got nothing, and look at this.
Yep.
just jammed
So you
out.
fold. You just fold.
Just,
Yep.
yeah, easy fold. We do it cheerfully.
Yes, exactly. You
That's
say,
right.
okay, great.
Great.
Perfect
We got
result.
to play a hand. We got to play post flop perfectly.
Easy decision.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what sizes? This is set up as a cash game, by the way. What sizes do you guys use in a cash game? Like at the stake or like any stake.
It depends.
Online I use 2.5, but live I
Yeah.
would probably use 3.
Yeah.
2.5, 3. I think it's about the same, right?
Yeah, live I even go like 3 or 4 depending on the table. I find people tend to get a little sticky live. So
Yeah, and in a cash game, you don't want call. You'd rather have them fold because
right, no
you're
rake.
paying a rake if they call.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go 3.
Let's go 3.
See, let's just test the pain point here.
There you go. Yeah, we can always bring it up from there. All right, 3 work.
Yeah. Either it was too painful or they had nothing.
Yep.
Okay.
That was an interesting spot. So someone finally opened. They're not limping in front of us anymore.
And they opened at 3.5 bigs.
Yeah, I fold this.
Yeah. So what about a 3-bet?
Yep. I kind of like having that in the frequency every once in a while. I mean, when it's appropriate. Like if you're playing against people that are not thinking about anything other than the 2 cards that they have, that's one thing, but it does kind of depend on the opponent. Do they have a folding range to 3 bets? If they do, then yeah, I like having garbage in there every once in a while. But we're looking at multi-way pots, so I don't mind. Oh,
yeah, we can.
Can we even call, or is it just not a strong enough hand to call, and we have to either fold or 3-bet?
It's not in my 3-bet range at all.
What about you, Arnold?
Not there. The button you could to cut
Yep.
off. You can do 9-7, maybe hijack. But yeah, I'd be in the button if I 3-bet 9-7 to be in position.
All right. Well, I'm fine just letting it go.
Yeah. Yeah. All the well, either with me, I would be tempted to 3-bet, but like we don't know enough about her.
Right.
Well, 16-6. So I would say she's there.
Oh yeah, good
Yeah,
point.
okay.
Good point. So that's a poor light 3-bet candidate.
Yeah.
If 16-6. Good point.
Especially at that
Depends
size.
if she folds, right? What's her 3? Does it have a 3-bet? Fold the 3-bet.
Does that what's D 3-bet? Does that defend against 3-bets, or what is
Yeah.
that?
It must
Defending
be
against
75.
3-bet, yeah.
So
Yeah.
she'll
So
call
she's-
every time.
He's calling. So yeah,
Yeah.
well deduced, gents. I think we just 3-bet with a strong linear range against players like that, right?
Yeah. We pitched this one.
Yep. Honestly, I'm probably just pitching this one too.
Yeah.
Folding it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This would be an open raise, but with these limpers, even this limper who's limped almost every hand,
Yeah.
we don't really know what he's limping with yet.
Right. Nah.
Well, he limped with 3s.
You're right.
Yeah. That's right.
He showed us 3s.
Since then, he hasn't acted like the maniac that I had noted for him.
So I think if we folded 9-7, we're probably folding 10-8 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is an
double
earlier
gap there.
position. It's 3.5.
Yep.
Bigs again. So. Okay,
I'm
now
folding.
here's something tempting. against everybody else here,
Yeah.
I'm folding this.
Hmm.
But this one has limped almost everything.
Yeah, they've limped a lot.
So
Hover
we could
over
fold
their
this
stats.
and
Can we see their
Do they have a
stats?
limp fold there at all?
Yeah, if you hover over them, Keith, what does it tell us about them? 45-3. So they're limping a ton.
yeah,
And
they're defending against the 3-bet 95% of the
95%
time.
of the time. Yeah, okay. Wow.
So yeah, they're limp calling.
They're limb calling a
Yeah.
lot.
Hand.
Nope. It's again just not a great candidate for a light
No,
raise.
unless it's somebody that we would do that just to get a bread and butter situation
Right.
against a bad player in
Yeah.
position.
What's their defend to c-bet stat? Defend c-bet 78% of the time. Yeah, that's still just like a ton.
I remember she called with the ace jack with nothing.
Yeah. But you know, these
Yeah.
players have to, the bad hands that they start with, they have to go somewhere eventually. They have to either fold on the pre-flop, fold on the flop, fold on the turn, or fold on the river, or they have to get to showdown, right? Like those are the only options for these players. And they have so many of these garbage hands that, like, I see these players that limp call a lot and call a lot of c-bets, and I think you must be able to just take it away from them on a later street somehow. But maybe we just don't get to find out with a hand like this. Maybe this just isn't a great candidate. It can't.
Yeah, the problem that you have is they will call all the way down to the river,
right?
Because they don't know if they have a hand yet until they see all 5 cards.
Right.
And that's the mentality, and I see it.
Yeah.
Like I say, weekly,
I've
I see it.
seen it too, yeah.
And so you never know where you're at based on their reaction to your bets.
Yep.
Because they're inelastic to size, and all they see is their 2 cards.
Yep.
So you could bet, you could double barrel, get to the river, and then check back and find out that they had a high pocket pair the whole time. And you're sitting there with Jack 9 and nothing because you tried to bluff a calling station.
Yeah, it's better if we have power and let them come along when we have that.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
All right.
Let's discard this.
Yeah, it's not a good enough hand to continue with. Oh, now they raise and they get 3-bet. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I
Hey,
think honestly,
Eric, to get you caught up here, we're right now we're playing every hand in the cutoff. We're trying to get multi-way pots, and we're using the cutoff range that Chris Jones put in the multi-way pot video in his deep dive. So
100 big blinds.
yes, it's gonna stay at 100 big blinds. The chip runner is operating at warp speed, so we're gonna start every hand with $2,000. So right now we've got something that our cards better leave vapor trails on their way to the muck.
Yes, indeed.
Stacy has limped almost every hand, and now she's raising, and then we get a re-raise here.
That's what I was just going to ask. It's been a while since I've been on here. The players are consistent types of players, right?
Yeah.
So we can read them. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we got HUD stats on them too if you want to see them.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just keep going. That's fine.
So now we're getting closer to that cusp of, are we calling or are we raising? I don't think we're folding here to 2 limpers with 9-8 suited.
With suited connectors, you kind of want 20-1 implied odds, right?
Yep.
So that would be 4,000 chips. Of course, if you get them both to come with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean we could limp behind.
Yeah, you can definitely call, right? Just see flop.
Yep,
I would.
Nothing.
And we got nothing. And this is the kind of multi-way pot that the deep dive seminar talked about, called the party.
The party.
Yeah. And with the party, you got to have something big because somebody hit this.
Somebody's got an ace. That's usually how
Yeah.
it goes, right? Or jack.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're already done with this hand. But since we can check behind, so we will. Yeah, and then we'll just discard that. Okay, the limper did it again.
I will fold.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I'd fold this too.
Yep.
Yeah, this is in the open range, but we're not opening. We've got a limper.
Yep.
We have to tighten up.
Ooh. Well, we
Fold.
got a 3
Yeah.
bet, so it's a fold.
Yeah, three
Yeah.
better fold. Oh, I see. Well, it's a raise. Yeah. Yeah, I'd fold king jack.
I hate king jack.
Yeah,
King jack and queen jack.
yeah. Yep. I've enriched other people with that hand too.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Okay, this is an easy fold here with Stacy raising it instead of limping.
Yep.
I think she's played about 80% of hands so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's played a lot.
Yeah.
All right, we
I-
get to raise it up.
Yeah.
I'd raise it to 80.
Yep. 4x.
Yeah.
How about in a tournament? This is a cash game, but how about in a tournament?
Tournament this deep on 3xing as well.
Yep.
So I'd go 60 probably.
Yeah, I
70.
mean, you could pot it, and that would be 90 actually.
Yeah, you'd be in
Yeah, I might
position,
even
right?
go in a cash game. I might even go to 100 here, but I think in that range is right, 80 to 100. We're getting called here for sure. Oh, but not by the original limper. So we got called by the
No.
small blind. So think about a small blind calling range, right?
Strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
That's the
this
wrong
is a
color.
scary board. It's a scary board.
Well, monotone boards, you want to bet small just about all the time, right? 90% of the
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I like another 80, something like
Yeah,
that.
I would make a small bet.
20%.
Yeah, 70, 80.
70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yep. Maybe even a little smaller.
Yeah, maybe it's 1/4 even, like he does.
Yeah, I
in,
haven't
Range Trainer Pro.
experimented. I haven't experimented with those little bets.
It is different.
The-
It is
the
different in
min
a cash
bets
game.
and the-
It is
you know,
different in a cash game.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a cash game, you want to go a little bit bigger, but you'd still bet small here just to, you've got range advantage, right? So,
Yeah.
One thing I've noted in the low stakes cash games online that I play, if I bet too small in a spot like this, I'm tempting them to check raise me,
yeah.
and
You're
that's not an
inducing.
outcome we like
Right.
unless we've
Not
got
unless we got a set, and then
a set. Then we love it, but
yeah.
or a flush.
Yeah. So I bet small. If they check raise, you can easily fold.
About 70.
Just
Yeah,
the
that's
smaller,
good.
the smaller you raise, the smaller the check raise, the easier it is for you to call as well, too, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
So we'll go about 1/3 here.
Yeah.
All right. He gave up. He saw the ace and gave up.
We'll take it.
Okay. Now, even though he's raising 3.5x, we got a hand that practically demands a 3-bet.
Yep.
So I like to just 3x it.
Yep. I do too.
Sure. 10 and a half. Or sorry, 9. What did he
Yeah.
bet? 3.5.
70.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so 10 and a half.
Yep.
Bigs.
210.
Yeah, 210. Easy game.
All right. This one opened for 3.5x, and this one called that. We don't know.
Right.
We haven't seen her make this kind of a call before in early position against even the earlier position. We don't know what that means.
Even the
Except that
call,
maybe
you're not,
it's-
even the call, you're not calling any offsuit hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
Right.
calling anyway.
Yeah.
If it was
So we'll
suited, you
just-
could call, but all the offsuit hands will be gone out of your range, right? So,
Yeah.
Oh, I'd call with ace king.
Okay, this is a fold.
Yeah.
Look at the small 3-bet.
Yeah.
Min raise, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, this one should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like just flat calling with pocket tens because chances are very good that you're going to see an overcard or even two of them.
yeah, but what would you do with 8s, 7s, 8s, and 9s though?
Yeah, with the nines, it depends. Like in late position, his late position raise with the sevens, it's kind of borderline. With the 8s, I think I'm 3-betting with it.
I think
If
that's
not-
what the computer tells us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know in this one.
I think I'm probably calling here with the limpers just to set mine and see if we hit a
Okay.
10. And otherwise,
are
yeah, you're
betting-
same in the same position, right? You 3-bet them and overcards come, and then you're in kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, we get our 10-1 implied if we just come along.
Yeah, we definitely have the odds to do that.
I know that
'cause
9s and 10s are right in a kind of goofy range on a 3-bet
Yeah.
call. So
Depends on the
Cold
opponent.
call.
Depends on the table position.
Is there a cusp for that? Because I feel like, like queens we're always raising.
queens, you might be calling still on your 3-bet cold call, right? So
And what's Tim's stats? Does he squeeze?
Oh yeah, good question. What can we see about him? It's not a 3-bet. It's just an isolation raise. But the fact that
Yeah.
he only 3-bets 4% makes me think that he's a 33-9. So he's still not even raising a lot of
Yeah.
hands.
Well, he's not 3-betting either.
No, right. He's
Yeah.
just raising over limpers.
He's raising over limpers. He's isolating. It's ISO bet.
So if we call, are we basically folding if we don't improve? Or are we continuing?
I
on,
think
like,
if it's
900?
9 high flop or less,
Yeah.
that we can
yeah, like
continue.
I don't know. These spots are a little tricky, but for me, you're gonna 3-bet C-bet, right? So you're already got a lot of chips in the pot.
Yeah.
If he calls your C-bet on the flop with a overcard, an ace, a king, where are you going from there, right?
Mhm. No,
That's
now
where I
we're
say
into
the
a low
10s start
SPR.
getting a little tricky, right? So
Yeah,
for me, anyways.
and with all the other players still here,
Yeah, that's true.
maybe.
Well, let's play like a call. We're looking to get
Yeah.
multi-way for some study spots this
Yeah.
month.
Oh, look at that! We got two
yeah.
Oh, and then
There you go,
That's
easy
sucks.
now,
fold.
yeah,
Easy
now we don't
fold.
have the odds for this. So yeah,
Yeah, I think that's right.
And this will tell us how dumb we were at the end, right? How we should
Yeah,
have,
we get to see
how we
what
should
I
have shoved
mean.
that.
Yeah, could have showed that one of them had 9s, one of them had ace-9.
Yeah.
I'm just
All right.
calling here. Let's just
Yeah.
call.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Got shot.
Got shot in the back door.
Probably come along with this.
I think we
The,
can come one street.
You bet
Yeah, you can call
10%
one
of the
here.
pot, right?
Yeah. Pretty big bet, but
Let's see what
This is-
develops.
this is an above average
They got
flop.
an
for this
ace.
man. We'd love for him to have an ace. Because if we're going to improve, it's going to
Well,
be
we have a
the crushes.
gut shot and a backdoor flush
Yeah. I don't mind coming along.
and 2 undercards. We have 3rd and 4th
Yeah.
unpaired cards.
No, we don't want a pair. We don't want a pair. 8s or parts only, please.
I'm not hearing you, Jim.
Oh,
You're not hearing me.
Yeah, if we
Oh,
could
Rob.
flop the or turn the 8 of hearts, we'd be styling.
Yeah.
I'll go one street on here.
Okay. Now we got the flush draw.
and they don't bet.
Yeah. They check this time.
So do we want?
Perfect.
We've got
Take our
7
card.
high. Do we want to try and take it away here? We've still got any 8 or any heart That's a lot of rivers that help us out.
Yep.
12
And
outs,
troll bets get a lot of
24%.
folds.
What was that, Eric?
About 24%, 12 outs. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, in real time, I'll tell you, personally, I'm betting here.
Yeah, so am I. Because once they show the weakness on the turn,
Yeah.
unless they're a super tricky player that's just trying to lure us in.
Like they could have a 9 here. I could see them playing a 9 or like pocket 10s or something this way when we call.
Then even if they're fit or fold and check behind, we're probably still behind. I mean, they still
Right.
got over.
Yeah, we
almost
need
have-
to run him out of this pot, and
Yeah.
it's better now than later.
Yep.
So, and with this kind of a bet, with this kind of an action-changing bet, usually you want to go with a big size, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking like 180,
Yeah.
3/4 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get it all in, so just
Right.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, and we took it down with 6 high or
There you
7
go.
high.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
All right, here's an interesting spot. We were folding this to opens and stuff in front, but to a limper, I think this is too strong a hand to fold. So are we starting to get into raise over limper range, or is this another call?
Cut
Feels
off.
like it's getting close to that cusp.
I would say it's on the edge. Yeah.
How much have
Yeah.
they been 3-betting behind us? Look to your left.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Not that
Not too much.
We haven't seen that too much.
No, it's supposed to be in calls, so
Yeah,
you could probably raise here.
Yeah.
I'll eat at the table.
like 80.
We've hardly
again,
seen
something like that.
we've hardly seen this button player play at all.
Yeah,
So probably
I like
80,
the
huh?
raise here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not making any more good hands to raise with, so you have to kind of dip into the bottom of the barrel a little every once in a while.
Oh, it's the same as last hand.
Pretty close. Although we got 2 limpers and one of them's under the gun, so I don't know if how that affects our decision making here.
Again, let's see a monster flop.
Yeah, I
Yep.
tend to just call this to
Yeah.
see a flop cheap.
Yeah, it's depending on what the limping range is with this under the gun player. It
Yeah,
might
it'd
be
be
hard
nice
to
if they had
get
the limp
them out.
fold stats, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see a flop.
call.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, we got
Pretty
the
good.
bottom end. Nobody acted like they have ace king.
Right.
So
Yeah,
somebody
good
could have a
point.
king, but
Good point.
They could have 2 pair in a set still, though.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Trips.
Multi-way like this when you're in position, do you guys like to try and put a bet out here on the flop, or just let it get to the turn?
I think if
If I
I
had
had
a
a
little more-
club, I would, but beans we don't.
Yeah,
have
if I had a little more value, if there's diamonds or clubs are out there, I would a little more value. But I think you just have to check this one down because you have too many overcards to you, right?
Yep.
And really, you got an open ender. So you
And
only got
unders. Yeah.
4 outs, right?
Yeah. And I think in that kind of a situation, like unless we make a straight, we don't really want to play a big pot anyway. And there's lots of ways we can lose a big pot here. So I don't mind turning this into a 2-street hand and just checking back the flop.
I really like to see a non-club 8.
if an 8 comes, it's pretty disguised.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So now do we try and get a bet to like get some value from 10x or ace x hands or king x hands?
I think you can put a small bet in here to fold
We
out
could
all
10
the junk.
value, yeah.
Yeah. It's only 100 in there. We could bet what, 35 or 40, less than that.
See if we can get the riffraff out of here.
Well, we'd love people to fold. I guess really just
We want them to
Right.
fold clubs if we can.
yeah, but will they? I mean, will they actually fold any of the stuff we want them to fold? If they've got a king or they've got clubs or
And if you got a tricky player with a queen, they're gonna hold on to him and then jam in the end,
Right.
right? So
And they're going to hold the jack too.
I could see doing a half pot bet. That's not too much, right? Pot's still small. It'll fold out probably half the field and
yep.
should
Now
get
with
a
the-
call.
We've got third pair, so like a lot of the and there's just not that many overcards if you think about it. A king is actually a great card for us, right? Because we make the straight.
Yeah.
An ace is the only bad card for us, and it's a limped pot, so there's only so many aces out there. The 10 we don't mind because it gives us, actually it kind of counterfeits our 2 pair, I guess. But anything under that, I don't know. What are we really protecting against? Clubs, I guess. But are they going to fold the club draw to a small bet here? Maybe this is a situation where we have to either bet bigger or check back. I don't know.
Yeah, with the 3 opponents, it's wishful thinking that we'll get them all out with a small bet. So
what are we worried about? If they had like pocket 6s and then the river comes a 6, like I guess that's the kind of thing that we might benefit from.
It's kind of hard to represent the queen because we checked.
Right. But we could have a lot of like 10-8, king 10 hands like we have right now, like 9-10. We've got a lot of equity, I think.
Yeah, if we could fade a club, I think we're doing pretty good.
So maybe we just check and value bet the river. The more we think about it, the more I think about it, the more I feel like we just shouldn't have a small bet here because it doesn't, with any of our range, because it doesn't really, they only fold much worse hands and they continue with everything that we would like them to fold. Maybe with a bigger bet, they'll fold some of the hands we want them to fold, like a jack. Like we'd love for them to fold a jack. Is there any way they fold a jack to a bigger bet here?
No, I think they're going to be calling a jack, right? Regardless.
So then let's just check.
Yeah, you check or bet. It's going to be the same either way, right?
with bottom pair, I'm a fan of keeping the pot small.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I just know when it goes check, check all the way around.
Ooh. Now there is.
We don't have the nuts, but
we don't have the nuts. King 10 beats us, and obviously any Queen X beats us, and Jacks, 9s, and 8s beat us.
Well, Queen X doesn't beat us, does it? 8, 9.
Well,
No.
Queen Jack or Queen 9 or Queen 8. Sorry.
Yeah, the full houses.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry. Yeah.
On double paired boards, I think I'm just gonna call.
Yeah, that's we're not really nutted here. There's
we're still
we got the idiot end of the straight. We've got
exactly. You got the bottom end of the straight. You got a higher straight that beats you. You got
full houses.
Full house that beats you. So
and we're not even closing the action.
No, so I would just call here. Anytime I've raised here, they've always had the nuts. And
yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll be smart here. I'm
this is too middling, even though it's a straight, it's too middling of a hand.
And then they check raise you back, and you're like, oh,
yeah. If it wasn't a paired board, then maybe
you could go for some furious value, right?
Yeah. Okay, I like the call. Let's call and we win a fair portion of the time. Maybe we chop a little because there's a lot of other 10x hands in there, so we might just be chopping here.
Yep. Yeah, and that's his 10.
10-6, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
They weren't folding.
Now the question is, would we have folded that 10 out
on the turn? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We never really gave anyone a chance to fold, right? That was the thing.
We weren't aggressive at all.
No, but we had them dominated. Like I guess that's.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the thing for me is when it goes check, 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 check all the way around 2 streets, and it's like, well, a queen would have bet, a jack would have bet usually, unless they're tricky. Guy with the set out there and the draw, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to put in a bet because they're going to be scared of that draw, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's the way I've been playing anyways. So
there's a lot of you're peeling off a lot of combos off of their range.
Yep. All right.
I still would have worried about the King 10.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think you're right.
King 10, the queen.
Yeah, queen jack.
Queen would have bet.
nine.
Jack would have probably checked back, but you got Jack 10 in there too still. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's
No, we played it like a middle in hand and got the result that.
yeah,
we
that's
got.
all you can do. You know, anytime I feel like I've overplayed those middle hands or bottom hands, I run into trouble usually. So whether right or wrong, I usually just call down on that stuff.
Yep.
It's just off catcher, really, right? I mean, if they have something.
Okay, here we have a chance to open.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yep.
You want to use that? Yeah, 3x or
We get,
Of course.
and we get 3-bet for
Small.
2x.
yeah. I'm calling. We're in position.
10,
We
I
got
can
suited
call.
Broadway. Yep.
He's the one that was just playing 10-6 offsuit, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
He just checked it though. I think he was in the big blind last.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see a flop.
Okay. We've got backdoor flush, and he just went.
Half pot.
No,
Or was that
the pot includes his bet, so he actually went with an overbet.
Yeah. We got 2 back doors and king high. So
I'm folding here.
yeah, I think I'm folding.
Yeah, that's a good hand to overbet because you either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
And you still have 2 more streets to go to find out. So
Yeah. And it's a 3-bet pot, so this player is going to have a lot of pairs and aces.
and what's
whereas-
his 3-bet? His 3-bet's probably like 3%.
Yeah, can we see his stats, Keith? Gene's stats.
4%.
4%. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
aces, kings, ace king.
Yep.
crushed. Yeah, but
He
I don't
doesn't
know.
even-
I didn't know
4%. I
about
don't even
the,
think he's got queens in there yet.
Let's peek.
all right. Ace,
Ace
king.
king.
Yep. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good fold.
All right.
I mean, really knowing
That was
a player that tight, I'd probably fold the king 10.
Do you like his
Go a
overbet
little
there
more
with ace
connected
king?
flushes. What's that?
Do you like his overbet with ace king?
Actually, I don't think I do because
No,
he's
no,
what's he
no,
protecting
he's-
against? There's no draws. He can get
He's one of those players that gets an ace and he's been outdrawn on an ace so many times he just
Yeah.
piles it in and gets you to
That-
fold, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's as static of a flop as you'll ever see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're being a maniac and 3-betting all the time, maybe you could get away with being bluffy and
Yeah.
But I think that's a little overkill. If for ace
Mhm.
6 offsuit, I might do that to get some
Right.
protection. But
Yep. But at this level, some of these players have sizing tells too.
Yeah.
Well, even think about when you went back and started playing poker. Like, I mean, you got an ace 6, ace 2. You were always worried about an ace queen when somebody called your 3-bet. They always had
Yeah.
aces, right? They had some kind of ace. So
Yeah.
yeah, they've got ace king.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We're coming up to an hour. We can do another one.
All right.
Okay. Unlike other times when we had this queen 6 suited, now we've got we're nobody open, nobody limped.
And the cutoff queen 6
yeah,
suited.
queen 6 cut off. It's an open.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think 6 is the end of your range there, but or actually all queens probably in the cutoff.
Yeah, it says I took the notes down from the video. It's queen 4 suited is the lowest suited.
Is the
queen.
lowest? Yeah. Yeah. All the kings, all the aces.
Yep. So we just got 3-bet, and it's an undersized 3-bet out of the small blind. A 3-bet out of the blinds ought to be more than 3x.
It's a small blind 3-bet though. I mean, he's still got to worry about the big blind too. So
Yeah.
I'd say
Well, this is
we're
where you
going-
can mark him as a fish, right? Because he should be betting bigger. 3-betting, you should be betting large out of the small blind. That's usually the
200 bare
biggest.
minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bare minimum 200.
I would
maybe
just
more
fold
like
here.
20. Yeah. All right, that went too quick, so we'll do another one.
Mhm.
All right. The
This is the player,
99% limper limped.
This is the player we
Yeah.
folded Jack 9 offsuit to, but I feel like Jack 9 suited is
Jack 9
maybe one of
suited.
the hands that we can come along with.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, you
player,
can come along or raise, I think, on this one.
yeah, either one. What do you guys like? This player plays a lot, they limp a lot, but they call a lot, and then they continue to call a lot on future streets. So I don't mind this either as a call or a raise. But if we raise, we're going to be representing some hands that we don't have on future streets. If we're limping, I think we get to just kind of play straightforwardly.
This one here, with as much limping as we've seen, doesn't know what represent even is.
That's true. Yeah.
I think Jack 9, I'd be raising here to keep the rest of the multi-way out of the pot.
Yep.
But if we want to go multi-way, I'd just call.
Yeah, this guy here has not made us play out of position since we sat down.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that's why I'm leaning toward calling, just because of the way he's been playing.
Yep.
That's old man coffee right there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can get any kind of a flop that we like, and these two,
Yeah, I would just fold here.
we have to pitch this.
Agreed.
Yeah. There's nothing we can do.
Nope.
Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it.
This was great,
Perfect.
man.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been fun. We'll be back next month, second Wednesday.
Yeah, the theme next month is C-bet sizing. So we're going to start thinking about ways to put ourselves in position to practice some C-bet sizing, looking at different board textures, that kind of thing. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Bet one big blind and bet 150% pot
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the same orbit.
Let's do some node locking. There we
There
go. Thanks, Keith. This was awesome. I can't wait for next month.
Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
guys. It was fun.
Yeah. Arnold, I'm going to
Yes.
stop recording, but I got a question for you when I do
Yeah.
that.